satisfied naman po ba kayo dun sa naging pag-handle po ng presiding judge last night?
Tinatanong mo ako ngayon kung satisfied ako sa pag-handle.
House Prosec panel.
Well, to tell you frankly, from my experiences, kasi siguro dito sa linyang ito akong pinakamatanda eh. If you ask me, my personal opinion, hindi po ako satisfied.
Ito na nga, Romeo Acop, hindi na nasiyahan sa ipinakitang performance ng Senator Chis Escudero sa pagiging presiding officer sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero bago ang lahat, maaari kayong mag-subscribe para maging updated sa mga issue at bagong mga balita. Naglabas nga ng pahayag si Antipolo 2nd District Representative Romeo Acop sa naging performance ni Senator Francis Chis Escudero na gumanap bilang presiding officer sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara. Ayon kay Acop, ay hindi umano siya nasiyahan sa performance nito sapagkat naging mahina umano ito at walang paninindigan. Acop, minaliit ang kakayahan ni Escudero. Narito ang buong detalye.
Kanina nabanggit po ni Prosec Libanan na kung bola-bola yung proseso na parang back and forth nga na kaninong korte ba yung desisyon. Do you expect po ba ay Senate impeachment court whereas ang naratibo ay may magmo-move na motion na senator judge between or sa kasagsagan mismo ng trial and merong mga proseso na atras, merong mga proseso na abante, whereas Prosec panel, sana po ba ay hindi ganun yung mangyari?
Well, as a prosecutor, as a member of the prosecution panel, we expect that they will expedite within a reasonable frame yung conduct ng trial. And as much as possible, we want to avoid this kind of motion because it amounts to dilatory, no? Nadidelay lang po yung impeachment. So, we are guided under the Constitution that the Senate shall have the power to try and decide the case. So, malinaw naman dun eh. We should proceed with the trial and I guess all the members of the prosecution panel are ready with the trial.
Thank you, Earl. It's your turn now. Dwight De Leon from Rappler.
Hello po, good afternoon. Yun pong sa request ng Senate, yung sa motion nila, dalawa nga po yun, and you've mentioned already that the second part of the motion cannot be complied with because the House is currently in the 19th Congress. So, do you think that the delay is deliberate, that the Senate is deliberately delaying the impeachment trial?
Let's ask one more good-looking prosecutor, Congressman Keith Flores.
Intentionally delaying it, medyo mahirap yan na question eh, but they could have, yeah, we cannot speak for them, no? But then again, di ba, paulit-ulit din nilang sinasabi, but Cheese has been saying that they cannot bind the 20th Congress Senate, yet in their orders, they're making us comment for the 20th Congress. So, back to them, di ba? Sila na may sabi nun, tapos sila din naglagay sa order nila. And it's very impossible to comply with such an order. So if it's impossible to comply with such an order, how can we move forward if it is a condition of moving forward? Kaya sinasabi namin na parang dapat it should be baliwala lang yung order na yun kasi it's impossible to do as of the time.
So in the House prosecution panel's view, do you think the Senate is delaying the process, deliberately delaying the process?
I cannot speak for everyone, no? But for me, yes. Sorry.
Okay po. By asking the House po to issue a certification that the House did not violate the Constitution, was the Senate, do you think that the Senate was already putting a premium on the arguments presented by by Sara Duterte's camp? Because yung mga arguments kahapon ni Nabato, seconded by Senator Bongo, it was in all of those were in the petition filed by Sara Duterte with the Supreme Court. Specifically, yun nga po yung violation of the one-year bar rule. Do you think that the Senate is already, or the impeachment court rather, is already putting a premium on those arguments even before hindi pa tayo dumidiretso sa full trial proper?
Well, we cannot speak for them, no? But in as far as the prosecution panel is concerned, that is not really an issue because we are certain that we strictly and fully complied with the requirements of the Constitution with respect to the filing of the impeachment complaint, including the 3 prior complaints.
Ma'am, another question lang po. Legally or constitutionally po, can the reading of articles of impeachment by the House, yung nakaschedule po sana today, can that be considered moot? Kasi yun po nga po yung sinasabi kagabi ni Senate President Escudero.
That is why we're seeking for their clarification, no? Because it is the Senate rules on impeachment itself which provides for the presentation of the articles of impeachment before convening the impeachment court. And that's why we're following it strictly and receiving or seeing a letter which says that it is canceled because it is mooted by the referral of the impeachment complaint to the impeachment court raises an issue for the prosecution panel. Ano ba ito? That's why we need to be enlightened. At nasabi ko na po kanina, if the impeachment court will issue an order that the presentation of the articles in accordance with their rules is impliedly complied with, we might accede to that. Kaya lang without that order, it is hard to rely on assumption.
And sa statement niyo po kanina, sa opening statement po ninyo, you said na buhay na buhay po yung impeachment trial. Why did the House Prosecution Panel choose to adopt that view considering na may ibang sa Senate Minority Bloc, mayroon silang sentimiento na yun ngang pag-remand ng kaso ng impeachment articles sa House of Representatives is tantamount to a dismissal or functional dismissal or tantamount to termination of the proceedings?
Well, we wish to be clarified first before we make a stand on whether that order to return or remand is tantamount to the dismissal of the impeachment complaint. Unless we are clarified on that order, I believe that to speak on that issue will be premature.
Thank you po, thank you po. Thank you po, prosecutors.
Willie Delgado from DZMM.
Magandang hapon ho. Curious lang ako doon sa word na order. Once na na-convene na po yung impeachment court, may co-equal ba tayo matatawag between Congress and the Senate?
Kanina po binanggit na ng ating lead prosecutor na when we talk about the impeachment court, iba na po ang setup dyan. We might be co-equal as a legislative body, the Senate and the Congress. But when we speak about the impeachment court, they are the senator judges and we are the prosecutors. I believe we are obliged to comply with their orders.
So you're bound to
follow
the orders.
for as long as the orders are within the bounds of the law.
Okay. Meron pa po ba tayong magaganap na reading of articles in the future?
Clarify na.
That will be one of the matters which we seek to be clarified.
Okay. One last point. Pwede po bang bigyan ng malinaw na kung ano yung kinahinatnan ng tatlong articles, tatlong impeachment complaint versus dun sa pang-apat? Kasi kung babalikan natin yung mga statement kagabi ni Senator Alan Cayetano, indirectly meron siyang tinutumbok na na parang nagkaroon ng error during the process. Specifically yung rules of procedure ng impeachment, mukhang pinatutungkulan niya is Rule 2, Section 3. Paki-enlighten nga po kami ron.
Bel Zamora will answer your question.
Hi, for everyone's clarity, there were, as we know, there were 3 impeachment complaints filed in December. So, the first one was filed on December 2. And under the Constitution, an impeachment complaint filed by a member or a public citizen, which is endorsed by a member, shall be referred, calendared in the order of business of the House within 10 session days. So, for everyone's clarity, again, February 5 fell as the 10th session day. This is different po from calendar days, so we shouldn't count 10 calendar days from December 2. So, all of the impeachment complaints, the 3 impeachment complaints were included in the order of business on February 5, which was the 10th session day. So, pasok po siya doon sa requirement ng ating Constitution. Ngayon po, ano hong nangyari doon? Nung nakakalendar po siya, binasa po ito sa ating plenary session. Because there was already a 4th impeachment complaint which consolidated actually all of the articles in the different complaints. Pinagsama-sama po. Kaya po yung tatlong impeachment complaints ay na-archive na lang po. Pasok po siya doon sa requirement ng Constitution na makalendar sa session within 10 session days. Yun po yung requirement. Kaya kami po ay, ang House of Representatives po ay fully compliant with the constitutional requirements as well as the rules of Congress.
Ito kaya yung naging dahilan kung bakit naglabas sila ng remand order kagabi?
Isa po yun sa dahilan sa tingin ko. But I think it's because they did not, with the due respect, they did not understand the House rules and what happened during the last day of our sessions then.
So most likely ito yung lalamanin halimbawa nung magiging clarification, Attorney Jinky? Okay, one last point. May nakikita ho ba kayong victory with the numbers ng mga senators na umayon para i-remand yung articles of impeachment? 17 versus 5.
Sabi ko na po kanina, it will be improper to preempt the judgment of the senators and senator judges until and unless we have concluded the presentation of our evidence. We are confident. We have strong 7 articles of impeachment supported by ample and convincing evidence.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Pamela Vasquez from DCMM, sorry.
Pero naniniwala po ba kayo na hindi po sana humantong doon sa pag-remand kung nabigyan po sana ng chance ang House Prosecution na humarap po sa Senate Impeachment Court and nabasa sana yung articles of impeachment?
Well, it is hard to speculate on what really prompted the issuance of that order. And that is precisely the reason why instead of reacting to the order, we prefer to seek first for clarification, no? We are inclined to believe na they are supporting also the mandate of our Constitution. That is what we want to believe in as far as we are concerned, because we must be reminded of the fact that sovereignty resides in the people, all government authority emanates from them, and all of us, the prosecutors and even the senator judges, we are all bound to follow the letter and the spirit of the Philippine Constitution.
May we get lang din po yung reaction ng House Prosec doon po sa ilang senator judge na tumangging magsuot ng robe last night. Confident or kumpiyansa pa rin po ba yung House Prosec na magiging impartial yung Senate Impeachment Court dahil po doon sa hindi pagsuot ng ibang senator judge?
Chairman Acop, would you like to answer? Be gentle.
Pakiulit nga po yung katanungan para
Reaction,
mayroon akong pagkakataon na mag-isip.
may reaction lang po doon kasi some senator judges refused to wear yung robes po during the convening ng impeachment court. So, ano po bang basa doon ng House Prosecution and kumpiyansa rin po ba ang panel na magiging impartial po ang Senate Impeachment Court?
I do not know the reason why some of the senator judges refuse to wear their robes. Di po ba? So that's a matter of discipline within the Senate or within the impeachment court. Bahala na po yung presiding judge na magdisiplina sa kanila. Number two, kung kumpiyansa po kami na ano po?
Na magiging impartial nga po given na nag-refuse na magsuot ng robe yung ibang senator judge.
Hindi naman po kayo magtatanong sa amin kung wala po kayong conclusion, eh, di po ba? Your conclusion is as good as mine. Diba?
And speaking of pagdidisiplina nga po ng presiding judge, satisfied naman po ba kayo doon sa naging pag-handle po ng presiding judge last night?
Tinatanong mo ako ngayon kung satisfied ako sa pag-handle.
House Prosec panel.
Well, to tell you frankly, from my experiences, kasi siguro dito sa linyang ito, akong pinakamatanda eh. If you ask me, my personal opinion, hindi po ako satisfied. That I think would be enough to answer the question that you have asked of me.
And last na lang.
Can I add to?
Sure po, sure po.
Siyempre kami ang prosecutors, may iniisip po kami kung anong gusto naming mangyari. Pero sa nakita natin kagabi, nakikita natin ang dami-daming interest sa plenary, 23 po sila. Alam ko pong mahirap yung ginagawa ng ating Senate President. Pero napunta tayo dito, may counting victory po tayo, magpapatuloy yung impeachment complaint, at siguro may counting i-clarify po natin. Siguro baka pasado na yun ng konti, Congressman Acop, na nangyari kagabi sa presiding officer.
Mr. Lead Prosecutor, the question is as of me in my personal opinion. Yes. I stick with my personal opinion because I have my own basis. I hope that answers your question, Madam.
Last na lang po on my end, other than kung Keith po ba, may nagsishare din po ng same sentiment na merong clear intent to kill or delay the impeachment? Or si Kong Keith lang po out of the 11 prosecutors?
I'm sorry?
Kung may
Address mo
nagsishare,
sa akin?
sa House Prosec panel po, kung may nagsishare lang din po ng same thought or view po with Kong Keith na there is a clear intent na i-delay or patayin yung impeachment.
Ako? Ako? Are you asking?
The Prosec panel po, if meron pa
My
pong...
personal opinion? Yes. I said personal opinion, yes.
Yes.
From my experiences. Kasi I've been with government since 1970. Di ba? Now, kanina tinanong ninyo kung magkakaroon ba ng pag-asa kami dahil 17-5. Kami may pag-asa. You know why? During the ERAP impeachment trial, they had the numbers. Pero bakit nagbaliktad? Kasi nakita na yung ebidensya eh. As the gentle lady from Batangas said, wala pang naiprepresenta na ebidensya. Siguro pag nakita na ng mga tao at saka yung mga senator judges yung mga pieces of evidence, baka magbago po ang isip nila. So, yun po yung ibig sabihin ng sinabi ni Congressman Jinky. I think that's my take. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you po.
Risha Subing-Subing from Inquirer. For today's last question.
Sorry po. Kong Jinky, sorry po, follow up lang po. Yung motion po na pinaprepare niyo po, that is for the plenary or for the impeachment court po?
That is for the impeachment court.
That is for the impeachment. So, hindi po siya i-file today?
We wish to file it today.
Okay. And then my last question po. kanina po it seems na your individual stances is that unconstitutional nga po yung ginawa ng Senate ng pag-remand ng articles of impeachment sa House. And yet, you're also signaling na you're willing to comply with the Senate, the stipulations of the order of the Senate. Hindi po ba siya two conflicting positions? I mean, if you give in to the Senate, and we assume that it is unconstitutional, then essentially being complicit also in that unconstitutional move.
Let me restate my position with accuracy, no? I said we will be seeking for clarification first, and that's why we will be asking for, we opted to defer receiving the orders as soon as we are clarified about the issues surrounding the order of the Senate last night. For as long as they are within the bounds of the law, the prosecution panel will comply.
So these are not two conflicting positions for you, ma'am?
I believe so.
It is, we are now in a choice between being combative or cooperative, di ba? Mamimili kami kung magiging-combative kami o cooperative sa husgado. Sa korte, pag matapang ka masyado, baka malamang matatalo ka. Pero pag nagko-cooperate ka sa orders ng korte at naipresenta mo yung ebidensya, malamang mananalo po kayo. Kaya yung strategy namin is to act as prosecutors in front of impeachment judges, di ba? So, kaya ganun po ang aming ginagawa.
Thank you, House Prosecutors Luistro, Zamora, Acop, Chua, Libanan, Bungalon, Gutierrez, and Flores for joining us today. To everyone, magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat.